Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Dunn? Yes, Dunn. I want to say Dune, but I don't think that's the right way to say it. But that's how you spell it. Either way, so you can find that person or their stuff. Supportive Oracle Cards. Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. So there's that. That way, if you'd like to find them, their stuff, all that good stuff. Okay. I think we're gonna flip. I don't know why I did these all face down, but I did. Okay, I think I know why I did them face down, because sometimes I see rough cards and I want to I want to flip a couple more cards, like to find like some type of uplifting energy from it, and sometimes it's not there. This is not bad. This is Capricorn, yeah? Actually, for Capricorn, especially the way this is ending, that may be the way you usually kind of flourish. So this might go well. Actually, I feel like it's going to go really well at the end. Starting off with this situation, you have discovery. Now, when I'm feeling this for Capricorn, it's kind of like seeing a situation, but when you're looking at the situation, you're like looking at it in the sense of like the structure of it. You're looking at it like, okay, I'm seeing it, but this is how that wall's built. This is how this is. This is how you get up to it. This is the type of building materials that are made, that have made it. It looks like it's kind of on a flat surface. Like you seem to be like evaluating it by its structure. Like, oh, this makes sense. This person goes with that person, and that person has to check with this person. That person over there does that job, and based on what they do, this other person makes decisions based on that outcome. Like, you're looking at the structure. Like, you're discovering the structure. Like, why does this seem so significant? Because I feel like you're stepping back a bit. And it's like certain things don't make sense if you're right in the thick of things. It's like things are confusing. But if you step back and you look at the structure, you're like, oh, okay, that one works with this one, and this one, it depends how that first job turns out. And when you see how that turns out, that gives this person the ability to assess that and decide where that's best meant for next. And then based on that, they pass it off to whoever they feel is best suited to deal with it. So when you're stepping back, you're like, it's not as haphazard as it looked. It does have a structure. It's just when you're in the thick of it, it didn't really seem like it. It didn't really feel like it did. But when you pulled yourself back, you're like, okay, all right, there's more to this. There's more of a structure. It just seems like it's not easy to see it until you step back and you get a bigger picture, a bigger view of the picture. It's kind of like some artwork. Like when you look at it face up or right close to it, it looks like a bunch of blotches and mess and spots. But you step back like 50 feet and you're like, oh, wow, that's a beautiful woman. Like, I had no idea. It didn't look like that when I got that close to it. Or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So you're getting a different perspective. I feel like that's what the discovery is saying. Now, when you're doing that, though, your attitude changes dramatically with the whole situation. Because when you see a structure, I feel like you can easily respect a structure. You can easily want to be a part of that. Like, once I understand that there's a foundation here and this makes sense, and I can understand how these decisions are being, trickled down the way they are, I feel a lot better with that. I'm a lot more on board with that. I can go with that. Your energy shifts is what I'm getting at. It's got a shift. Like, it's a positive shift. Not that it was that bad before, but it's more supportive than it was previously. So I wouldn't say it was bad before this. I would just say it's more supportive now. You got perception here with the Nine of Pentacles coming in. This is in the environment. People notice this, and they realize once you're on board, whatever got you to more support, because I don't think you were looked at negatively, and that's a key to this situation. You weren't looked at negatively, I don't believe, before this happened. But it's kind of like from just kind of like a neutral moment to all of a sudden they realize that you do support it, and they're wondering like why? Like why do you view it better now? Like why do you seem so more interested, more conducive to the situation? And they're curious. The perception with the Nine of Pentacles is like they're very happy with the change of attitude they're seeing, Again, wasn't bad before, it's just better. And they're wondering why, and they want those answers. So, coming into it, there's a lot of thought coming into it. There's a weird energy. I feel like people are questioning you and like how you view things and why you're handling things a certain way now, and it doesn't seem to be going over very well. This feels like a lead balloon moment. Like it's just kind of like they're asking you questions, or somebody's kind of like trying to get close to you and trying to understand what you think. They're asking you some maybe questions that you don't like, is what I'm getting. You got rejection with prayer, with impasse, and then they got another card coming in a minute. I just feel like you're not into like describing how you feel or discussing it. You're just kind of like, I see it the way I see it, and you don't really want to get into it. I'm getting that you really... These whiskers keep going up my nose. They're driving me crazy. You don't want to describe it. You don't want to explain it. You don't want to go through it. You're not interested. You're just literally not interested. And the more somebody keeps asking you probing questions, they're like, well, what changed your mind on that? Well, how did you get involved with this? And how about that? And you're just kind of like, I just do. Like, you're just kind of like, I just did, I just do, it's just how I'm doing it. You have answers, you just really don't want to give them, is what I'm getting. It's very much a lead balloon, and I feel like it's the way they're coming at you. You're just kind of like, get off me. Like, go. Like, no, get out of here. I don't want to answer your questions. You're not impressed with it. You're flat out not impressed with it, is what I'm getting. They've got the impartiality with the Prince of Wands. This makes me feel like they're not... Whatever the answers they're trying to get, it's just like they're trying to get a different perspective. It's almost questioning why they're even trying to do that. It's a short-lived experience with the Prince of Wands, but it does seem like it's a little too intense. To you, it seems invasive. Like they really want to know something. They want to know how you feel, what you're thinking, what changed your mind, or caused this turn of interest. You're just not impressed with it. It doesn't last long. Impartiality tells me the fact that you're not, whether you play into it or not, it doesn't seem to go anywhere with impartiality. I don't think it matters. I feel like they just want to know because they want to know. I'm not getting like anything big comes of it either way. So if you play into it or you don't, same outcome. I don't think it matters. I feel like that's what impartiality is saying. So if you want to tell this person what you're thinking, knock your socks off. But if you don't, same outcome. Nothing's going to change. Hanged Man is telling me whatever this situation was, it's weird. And it makes you feel a little kind of like, what's the deal? It almost makes you feel a little bit singled out, is what I'm getting with the Hanged Man. It's kind of like you're just kind of like exposed, standing in the middle of the room. It's kind of like everybody around you is in these taupe. They're dressed in some type of taupe or neutral color, no matter what gender they are. They all have taupe and neutrals and grays, maybe some blacks. And you're standing on a podium in the middle of the room with like bright neon pinks and oranges and gray and greens, and you're igniting the rainbow over here, and everybody else is just this dull shade of everything else. It's just you're kind of feeling like the spotlight is on you, and you're like, I didn't even do anything. I don't know what the deal is here. I feel like it makes you very uncomfortable. I'm getting the vanity here. When I feel it on your side, it's kind of like, I don't know why everybody's staring at me. It's kind of like, I feel like that's how it feels. Like almost like you're wondering if people think, like, what are people thinking of you? That's kind of what I'm getting with this. Because I'm not seeing like an attitude come off of this. I'm not seeing like you treat anybody a certain way. I'm not feeling that. I kind of feel like it's kind of like, why are people looking at me? Like, I don't know why I'm getting so much attention right now. And I feel like it's really weird. It's kind of like, it's not that bad, but it's just kind of like, I don't understand how I got that popular all of a sudden. It's kind of weird. I'm not feeling negative with this card, because I know that word gets a lot of negativity. I know that, but I'm not feeling a lot of negativity with it right now. I'm just feeling like it's kind of like, stop staring at me. I don't know what the big deal is. I'm kind of having that feeling with it. Now, I feel like you don't really like this attention. You're not upset about it, but it's just kind of like, y'all can go on. Like, you're not getting angry, but you're just kind of like, it's weird. It's just weird. Sooner or later, the situation calms down. Acceptance of what everything is. I don't feel like this card is very strong in this reading. It's just saying things just kind of calm down. In the environment, though, I'm getting you have made a lot of friends, which I think is kind of funny, because you haven't been trying to. But the way you handled this, whatever you did, I feel like people like it either way. You seem to be making friends without trying. People just like your attitude. People like the way you handle things. You got the Seven of Swords with the soulmate card, which I feel like some people are like having that kindred soul moment. Kind of like you just click with them. But they're also kind of keeping it off in the back burner. They're not making a big deal of it. Excuse me. But even though it's the Seven of Swords saying they're kind of moving on with this information, it's something that's going to affect them more down the road. It is a minor arcana, so that walking away from this moment may be temporary. They might return back later, just to keep that in mind. As I keep going forward, I feel like you've got more opportunities coming towards you. You got the High King. You got the King of Swords, and you got the Queen of Wands. Don't get caught up in the gender. But the person communicating with you, I feel like they have a lot of clout, a lot of ability to change things or make decisions. The person next to them, it does feel like they're the person that would back them and make things happen. I don't think either of these are stronger. I think these are equal. I really feel like these two people are equal, and I wouldn't get caught up in the gender of either of them. But I feel like they work together. One person talks it out, the other person makes it happen. They're very conducive energy. Air and fire work together very well. And I feel like these are people who are actually going to bring more possibilities towards you. These are things that I feel like are very important to you, more possibilities that you very much want. But I also feel like these are things that you have to like kind of work toward, but you kind of have to keep it from becoming too popular or too much. You don't want it to become too much of common knowledge, or you don't want other people talking about it any more than they have to. At least not for the time being, is what I'm getting. It's a situation where you're very thankful for these opportunities, but I also feel like you're playing it close to your chest. There's opportunities coming your way. You have to do some things to try. It's almost like for some of you, it's going to be a work situation, and you're getting an opportunity for advancement, but you have to go through the interview process. You have to answer some questions, talk with a few people. And at this stage, I feel like especially at this stage, you want this to happen, but you're keeping it very private, and you're probably not talking to many people, if anybody, about it. Maybe even something you don't even talk to your spouse if you have one about it. Like you might be like, oh, I'm just going to keep that under my hat for now. If something happens, if it comes to fruition, I'll talk about it then. If it doesn't, nobody needs to know. It's just my business. There's opportunities definitely coming your way. Definitely coming your way. I'm getting, it's a weird energy coming in with this. There's a lot of work. This opportunity coming forward is producing a lot of work. The Eight of Pentacles is kind of like something coming your way, something very lucrative going your way. The Victim card popping in with it over to the side is kind of strange to me, because it almost feels like you're wondering if you got one up on somebody else, and you're questioning if that was a good thing or a bad thing. The Victim card, because it's dipped down into the environment a little bit, you might get an opportunity, but once you get it, you might be kind of like, did I kind of slip that out from somebody else? Did I kind of, did I get that out from somebody? Like, was this, should somebody else have had a chance to do this before I got it? There's a little weird energy with it, kind of like, should I have this situation or not? Should this be my possibility or not? It's almost like people purposely pushed it your way because they wanted you to have it, but you're kind of like, this isn't how I thought this would work. I didn't think this was really like the fair way for this to come forward. Yeah, it came to me. I do feel like it's fair that I have it, but was it really fair the way I have it? It's kind of weird. There's a little twinge. I don't feel like it's keeping you up at night, but there's a little twinge like, did I get this in a good way? I'm getting that you did get something that was meant for you. I'm getting the Justice card saying this is something that you should have, and I'm getting the reason you have it is because of the effort, the work ethic you put into it. The situation does look like it's going your way, and you are going to get what it is you're looking for. Whatever's being offered, and you have to do a little work to get it, you do get it, and the reason you're getting it is because of your work ethic. I feel like all the earth signs are pretty much that way, but Capricorn is just one of those people, I feel like they take it personally in the sense of like, this is going to work out, and I've set my mind to achieving this goal, and if you get in my way, I'm not going to be nice about it. Get out of my way. This is my goal. I've committed to it. Get out of my way. That's how I see them, but you can let me know in the comments if you feel differently. I wouldn't say I was the expert on Capricorn energy, but they feel very strong to me, kind of like, I've set my goal, get out of my way, I'm achieving my goal, and they're not gonna have a good time about it, and they're not gonna be nice to somebody who gets in their way. They're gonna get very aggravated. And I feel like that's actually the reason they're pulling you in. They're like, they know you're serious, they know you will get it done, and that you will do everything you need to do to get it done, and that's why you got it. I don't know, is that the dark side of Capricorn or not? And for people who are Capricorns, let me know, because it just seems like they're very powerful. They tend to be, the ones I've known tend to be nice, but if you're going to get under their skin, it's like when they have a goal and you get in their way, especially if you're frivolous about it, they get really aggravated. That's what I've seen. Let me know. All in all, though, I like how this is ending. They're saying this is something that was meant for you, and that they're just explaining at the end that why it came to you, because you're very dedicated and you're reliable for what needs to be done here. Is there anything else I need to talk about here, or are we good? I think we're good. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.